Almost every driver has a can of WD-40 sitting in the garage, but around 90% of them never use it to anywhere near its full potential. And here's the shocker. Mechanics and detailers quietly gatekeep the tricks that could save you thousands in repairs. Some of these put money straight back in your pocket. Others quietly add years to the life of your car. Today, we're revealing 15 WD-40 tricks that mechanics would honestly prefer you never figured out. Don't skip ahead, because number 2 alone can save you a $200 battery you were about to replace for nothing. And number 1 can start a car that refuses to start after heavy rain, while everyone around you is calling a tow truck. Stay to the end too, because there are 4 places this stuff should never go. Let's start with number 15. Number 15, bug splatter and road tar. Your front bumper is covered in dried bug guts and baked on road tar, and it is still there after you wash the car, dry it, and stand back disappointed. Here's what they don't tell you. That residue is oil-based. Water and car soap physically cannot break it down, which is why you scrub until your arm gives out and barely make a dent. Worse, the acid and dried bug residue etches into your clear coat the longer it sits. Here's the kicker. WD-40 is a solvent. Spray it onto a cloth, lay it on the spot for 30 seconds, and wipe. The tar releases on contact. No scrubbing, no swirl marks. Do the bumper and mirrors first, because that's where 90% of it lands, then work backwards along the doors. Wash the panel afterward so you are not leaving oil on the paint. A bottle of bug and tar remover runs $20 to $40. Letting that acid etch into your clear coat runs $150 to $400 per panel in paint correction. Number 14. Your bumper is still wearing the ghost of a sticker you peeled off 2 years ago, a gray gummy patch that won't come off no matter what you throw at it. Most people attack it with a razor blade or their fingernails, and here's what they don't tell you. That's exactly how you put a permanent scratch into a panel. Here's the kicker. Soak the sticker in WD-40, wait 2 minutes, and the adhesive dissolves. The whole thing lifts off in one piece, and the residue wipes away on a second pass. If it's been baked on for years, warm the panel in the sun first, or run a hairdryer over it for 30 seconds. The adhesive softens, and the solvent gets underneath it far faster. A single panel respray to fix a razor scratch costs $400 to $800. This costs you 5 minutes and nothing else. Number 13, tree sap. Number 13. Your roof and hood have hard amber spots welded to them because you parked under the wrong tree once and never got around to dealing with it. Here's what most people miss. SAP doesn't sit on the paint. It hardens and bonds into the clear coat, and sunlight bakes it deeper every day you leave it there. Give it 1 summer and you have etching a machine polish can't reach. Here's the kicker. A little WD-40 on a microfiber, held over the spot for a minute, softens the sap, and it wipes clean without anything abrasive touching your paint. The mistake people make is reaching for a fingernail or a plastic scraper. Sap is harder than your clear coat. Let the solvent do the work and never apply pressure. A body shop calls this paint correction and charges $200 to $600 depending on the panel. You just did it for pennies. Number 12. Number 12, brake dust on your rims. Your alloy wheels are wearing a black film that no amount of washing seems to shift, and you've quietly accepted it as normal. Here's what they don't tell you. That's not road dirt. It's brake dust, metal shavings, and carbon fired onto your rims under heat every time you touch the brakes. Leave it there, and it doesn't just sit on the surface, it etches into the finish permanently. And no cleaner on earth brings that back. Here's the kicker. Spray WD-40 onto a cloth, wipe the rim, give it 60 seconds, then wipe clean. It dissolves what a $20 bottle of wheel cleaner struggles with. Do it when the wheels are cool. Spray anything onto a hot rim straight after a drive, and it flashes off before it can work. And keep it clear of the brake components behind the wheel. Refinishing one etched alloy wheel costs $100 to $250. Multiply that by 4. Number 11. The tire sidewall shine. Number 11. Your sidewalls have gone gray and chalky, and it is the reason your freshly washed car still looks neglected in the driveway. Here's the kicker. A thin wipe of WD-40 across clean, dry sidewalls brings back that deep, wet black finish. It is exactly what detailers do right before they photograph a car for sale. But I am going to be straight with you, because most channels won't. This is cosmetic, and it is temporary. It is not UV protection, and it will fade after a rain or two. For real long-term care, use a proper tire dressing. And one absolute rule: sidewalls only, never the tread. WD-40 on the surface that grips the road is a slip and slide, and no shine on earth is worth that. A bottle of tire shine is $10 to $18. A detailer charges $40 to $60 just to dress your tires. This is pennies. Number 10, and this is the one people argue about in the comments. Your bumpers and mirror caps have faded to a chalky gray, and it's making a 10-year-old car look 20. Here's what they don't tell you. That gray isn't dirt, and it isn't a stain. It's the surface of the plastic itself, oxidized and dried out by years of UV. Here's the kicker. WD-40 wiped into that trim sinks into the dried surface and darkens it back to near factory black in about 30 seconds. The before and after is genuinely shocking. Now the honest part. It's cosmetic and it washes off in the rain. Perfect before a sale, a photo, or a date. For a permanent result, you want a dedicated trim restorer. That restorer costs $25 to $60, and a detailer will charge you $80 to do it. You just did the same job with a rag. Number 9. Your chrome bumper, your trim, or your exhaust tips are freckled with little orange spots that weren't there last year, and they're spreading. Here's what most people don't understand about rust. It is not a stain. It's an active chemical reaction, and it does not stop on its own. Every day you ignore it, it eats further in, and once it pits through the chrome, that piece is finished. Here's the kicker. WD-40 and a piece of crumpled aluminum foil. Spray the rust, rub gently with the foil, and the rust lifts off without scratching because the foil is softer than the chrome underneath. Wipe it down and leave a light coat behind, which displaces the moisture that started it. One condition: this works on surface rust only. If you can feel a pit with your fingernail, the chrome has already been breached and nothing brings that back. Catch it early, and you keep the part. A replacement chrome bumper or trim piece runs $150 to $500. This is a can and a piece of foil from your kitchen drawer. Number 8. Your headlights have gone cloudy and yellow, and beyond looking terrible, they're cutting your night visibility badly enough to be a genuine safety problem. Here's the kicker, and you've probably seen this one. A wipe of WD-40 across an oxidized lens makes the fog seem to vanish instantly. On camera, it looks like magic. So here's the truth nobody adds. It fills the micro-pitting temporarily. It doesn't remove the oxidation, it wipes off within a week, and it attracts dust in the meantime. Use it when you need clear headlights tonight. If you want it actually fixed, a restoration kit with sandpaper and sealant is the answer. I'd rather tell you that than sell you a miracle. That kit costs $15 to $25. A shop charges $75 to $150 to restore them. And a new pair of housings runs $300 to $800. If any of these have already saved you a trip to the shop, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel more than you'd think. And stay with me, because number 3 is the one that can strand you on the side of a highway if you get it wrong. And number 1 is the reason this can exist at all. Number 7. Streaking windshield wipers. Your wipers streak, chatter, and smear across the glass, and you've already replaced them once this year, wondering why it didn't help. Here's what they don't tell you. 9 times out of 10, your blades aren't worn out. The rubber edge is caked with road film, wax residue, and dried grime, and that film is what's dragging across your windshield. Here's the kicker. Wipe a cloth dampened with WD-40 down the length of each blade. The grime lifts, the rubber softens, and the streaking stops. Wipe the excess off so you're not smearing oil across your glass on the first pass. People throw away perfectly good blades twice a year over this. That's $30 to $60 a year for a problem that takes 60 seconds to fix. Number 6. Your door groans every single time you open it, and the latch needs a slam before it catches. Here's what most people never check. That squeak is a dry hinge pin, and that sticky latch is grit packed into the mechanism. Ignore them, and the hinge wears oval, and eventually your door sags on its pillar. That's a real alignment job. Here's the kicker. A short spray with the straw into the hinge pin and the latch, then open and close the door 10 times to work it in. Silence. Do your hood latch and fuel door hinge while you're at it. Those are the 2 that seize without warning, always in winter, always when you're in a hurry. A shop bills $150 to $300 to realign a sagging door. This is 30 seconds in your driveway. Number 5. Frozen and sticking door locks. Your lock is frozen solid on a winter morning and the key won't turn, and you're already late. Here's what they don't tell you. It isn't the cold that jams the lock. It's moisture that got inside the cylinder and then froze. Force the key and you'll snap it off in the barrel. Here's the kicker. This is literally what the product was built for. The W and the D stand for water displacement. A small spray into the lock cylinder before winter pushes the moisture out and stops ice forming in the first place. And if it's already frozen, don't pour hot water over it. People do this every year. The water refreezes deeper inside and you've turned a 5-minute problem into a call-out. A locksmith drilling and replacing a seized cylinder costs $150 to $300. Doing this in autumn costs nothing. Number 4. The seized valve stem cap. Number 4. Your valve cap is corroded onto the stem and you've been putting off checking your tire pressure because of it. So you force it. Here's what happens next. You strip the threads or snap the valve, and now you have a slow leak quietly destroying the tire from the inside through uneven wear. Here's the kicker. 1 drop of WD-40 on the threads, 60 seconds to creep in, and it spins off undamaged. Wipe the stem while you're down there, and understand why this matters. Underinflate a tire by 6 or 7 pounds per square inch, and you don't just lose fuel economy. You build heat in the sidewall on every mile of motorway, and heat is what turns a tire into a blowout. 1 tire destroyed by a slow leak costs $150 to $300. A set of 4 costs $600 to $1,200. Number 3. Rusted lug nuts and seized bolts. Number 3, and this is the one I promised could strand you. Your lug nuts have been rusted onto the studs for 6 years and you have never once checked them. So you get a flat on the hard shoulder, you pull out the wrench, and they will not move. Every ounce of force you have does nothing. Here's what they don't tell you. Corroded, over-torqued lug nuts are the single most common reason a driver with a perfectly good spare still waits 90 minutes for a tow. Here's the kicker. Spray them and let it sit 5 minutes. It creeps into the threads by capillary action and breaks the corrosion bond. then they turn. Do this once a year in your driveway, and you will never have that night. And one thing they never say, retorque them properly afterward. Never let lubricant fool you into thinking they're tight when they aren't. A toe costs $100 to $200. Strip studs cost $150 to $400 to replace. Number 2, your battery terminals are growing a white and blue crust, and your car has started cranking slowly on cold mornings. Here's what nobody checks. That corrosion is an insulator. It quietly chokes the current between your battery and your car, and it produces exactly the symptoms of a dying battery. Slow crank, dim lights, weak start. So people replace a perfectly healthy battery, and the problem comes straight back. Here's the kicker. Disconnect the terminals, negative first, clean the corrosion off, dry them, and apply a light coat of WD-40 to the posts before you reconnect. It displaces moisture and seals the metal so the corrosion can't reform. Get the order right. Negative off first, positive off second, and reverse that going back on. Get it backwards with a wrench in your hand, and you'll find out very quickly why it matters. A battery you didn't need costs $150 to $250. A tow you didn't need cost another $100 to $200. Number 1, the car that won't start after rain. And number 1, the one I told you to stay for. Your car cranks and cranks the morning after a storm and refuses to catch, and everyone around you is already blaming the battery or the starter or something expensive. Here's what they don't tell you. In a great many cases, nothing is broken. Water has found its way onto the ignition components, and moisture on those connections is enough to stop the spark ever reaching the cylinder. Here's the kicker, and this is the whole reason this product exists. Water displacement 40th formula. That is the name. It was invented in the 1950s to drive water off metal. With the engine off, spray it onto damp ignition wiring, the coil pack connectors, and around the distributor cap on an older car. Let it displace the moisture, then turn the key. To be clear about what this is and isn't. It won't fix a dead battery, a failed starter, or a bad coil. What it does is remove water from the equation so that if water was the problem, the car starts. And after rain, water is very often the problem. A tow costs from $100 to $200, and the diagnostic fee to be told your car got wet costs another $100 to $150. You just solved it with the can that was already in your garage. The warning. 4 places it should never go. Now the warning I promised you, because there are videos out there that will get your car wrecked. Never put WD-40 in your fuel tank. It is not a fuel additive, and it is not an injector cleaner, whatever the internet tells you. It does not belong in your fuel system. Never spray it on your brakes, your rotors, or your tire tread. That isn't a hack, that's an accident. Never use it on a serpentine belt to quiet a squeal. It destroys the grip that belt needs to turn your alternator, your water pump, and your power steering. A squealing belt is telling you something. Listen to it. And never soak rubber seals, seatbelt webbing, or drive belts with it. Over time, it softens and degrades them, and a seatbelt is not somewhere you experiment. It is a brilliant can. It is just not a miracle can, and anybody telling you it is has never had to pay for the repair. 15 tricks, 1 can, and 4 things you now know never to do with it. So tell me in the comments which one shocked you the most. And be honest, had you ever sprayed it somewhere on that warning list? You won't be the only one. And if you want the tricks that save you thousands on the inside of your car, the ones the dealers really don't want you finding, that video is on your screen right now. Your bank account will thank you. Like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in that one.